Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm actually doing a new video. Obviously, as you notice, my hair is straight. I actually got my hair straightened 2 weeks ago at the salon because I actually just really wanted to do my hair where it's actually just really straight. I've straightened it before plenty of times. I used to get my hair straightened probably at first every month, at least once a month, sometimes twice a month, and then I kind of teetered off and kind of decided to get my hair done every couple of months because I went to school, went to college, so you kind of know how it goes. It's kind of hard to find a hairdresser sometimes in a new area, so I kind of would just do it every couple months. And then I finally decided just last year, after my hairdresser, she moved away, that I would just do a 1 year no heat challenge. So that is what I've been doing for the past year. So this is my hair actually straightened completely out, and my goal was to get to waist length. So sorry if you hear a little shuffling around in the background, that's my dog, but it's just his collar. But I decided that I wanted to try to get to waist length. I think I've always pretty much had, you know, bra strap length hair, but you know, I really wanted my hair to also be extremely healthy. And instead of just finding another hairstylist, which can be really hard to do, I just decided I was going to do 1 year no heat. And honestly, I thought it was going to be the hardest thing that was, you know, the hardest thing that I was going to be able to do for my hair. I mean, I honestly was like, how am I going to go, what, you know, even more than like probably 3-4 months at a time without straightening my hair. But I did it, and honestly, I feel like it was the best thing that I could have done for my hair, especially for the health of it. I always wanted to do it when my hairdresser was here, but I kind of was just like, well, she's here, so I'm going to get my hair done, you know? So I'm just happy that my hair is finally straight. I've been doing like crochets, as you can see in some of my videos, a lot of twist outs, twisted buns, and more braid outs than twist outs. But you know, I kind of just change it up and try to find what works best for me and what fits my face well. So I feel like that's definitely a good suggestion to give anybody if you're interested in, you know, not putting heat on your hair for an extended period of time. So this video is actually going to be a little bit of a medley. It's kind of going to be my length check, and just my top tips, my top overall tips for growing long hair. So as you can see here, I just kind of have it pulled to the front, and it's not as straight as it was 2 weeks ago, obviously, but it's still pretty much bone straight. So here's my hair from the side. Sorry you can't see me up top. It's kind of hard, but this is my hair from the back. Side. So from the clips I inserted, you should be able to see my current length. I'm actually just going to give you the top tips that I have, just kind of the things that have helped me throughout the years and the things that have helped me in the past year. So the number one thing I can say is, most people would say, is moisture. I definitely think that you cannot have too much moisture in your hair. Some people say you can have too much from too much conditioning, but I honestly feel like you can't have too much moisture in your hair. So definitely moisturizing is key. Definitely having just a good deep conditioner or a conditioner, whichever, because you can use a conditioner as a deep conditioner, in my opinion, if you just let it sit longer. And I definitely say co-washing has been a major thing. I used to think that, okay, I have to wash my hair every single time it feels dirty. No, that's not the case. Sometimes you can even just do a co-wash of whatever conditioner you like, and usually a lighter one, not something as a deep conditioner, because they can kind of be kind of heavy. And then sometimes your hair might even just need a regular rinse, just it needs water. Because right now my hair is just desperate for some water right now, because it's been 2 weeks and I'm used to, you know, co-washing on a regular basis. So it's definitely on the drier side. It's not, you know, breaking or anything like that, but definitely having that moisture is key for retaining length and just keeping your hair healthy. The next thing I'll say is just coming up with a routine. And I'm not saying that you necessarily need, like, okay, some people have it where it's down, okay, now you have to 2 weeks in, I'm doing this, I'm deep conditioning this day. No, I'm not saying that. I think you should just listen to your hair's needs and go about that as necessary. So sometimes, you know, every 2 weeks you may not need that deep conditioner. It's okay to skip it. It doesn't mean if you have this strict routine for some that you're gonna get these results. I don't think that's the case. I honestly think that you can just listen to your hair. If you feel like, man, it's dry, go ahead and use your conditioner and put that moisture back in. If it's dirty, sometimes, you know, you get lazy. Sometimes you get lazy, but that's okay. As long as you kind of make up for that, don't let it go too long. It's okay. I could probably go another day right now, even though I need to wash my hair. But, you know, you don't want to wait another week when you know you can just get it done now, because honestly, it's going to be a mess for you. The next thing that I'll say is drinking more water. I'm not saying that you should be drinking a ton more, because, you know, you want to drink the healthy amount for your body weight. I think if you just kind of increase the amount of water that you drink in general, that should help you. I actually am not, I probably don't drink as much as I should all the time. I'm always thinking, okay, I'm going to drink this amount and that's going to be, you know, good to go. I'm going to have it, you know, I know I should be drinking more than I do, but I think as long as you drink more than you generally do, then that's good. I know some people say you should drink the half the amount of your weight in ounces. I'm not sure if this is correct, but you know, you take your weight, divide it in half, and then that's the amount of ounces of water that you should drink. So I don't know, that may work for you. That works for me. So I just get a really, really big water bottle, and sometimes you may have to fill it up only just one other time. I think for me, it helps for me to have a larger amount, drink it, and then just maybe have to drink one more. So definitely, I think that helps you grow longer hair, and it's been helpful to me. And the times that I have drank the right amount of water, my hair didn't break as much. So I know it's kind of hard, but what I would do is just put either like a slice of lemon or a slice of cucumber in your water, because it kind of just makes it taste a little bit better, and it's a subtle taste. So definitely try that out, so you can, you know, it helps you drink more water. It's a little bit easier to drink. The next tip that I have is that, you know, it's the big debate: do you trim or do you not trim? Honestly, I haven't had a trim in a year, and I needed the ends clipped off. I think I had about an inch that he took off, and you know, for a whole year with no heat and me just kind of raking through my hair, my ends look really, really good. So I definitely would recommend getting a trim as necessary, and only trimming your hair when it's needed. Sometimes some stylists will tell you need a trim, you know, every time you go to them. That's not true. You don't need to cut that off as much, because you're cutting off some of your new growth. So only trim is needed. I actually kind of like to do the search and destroy method. You just look at your ends and kind of look and see. They stick out, honestly. You'll see the knots. I mean, or you'll see the split ends. You cut them out as needed. I see some knots now. You're never gonna have, unless you get, like if I got a blunt cut right now, that's when I would have more, or I'd have less split ends. But honestly, the reality is, this is your longest, this is the hair that you've had the longest, so it's inevitable that you're going to have split ends of some sort. It's not going to be perfect, but the point is just to have less of them. Your hair does not grow at the same length most of the time. Mine grows a little bit longer on the sides. It will faster on the sides than it does in the back, and then it does in the front, obviously, because I'm, you know, doing my hair in the front more. So I think that's where I experience more breakage. But at the end of the day, as long as you just trim off the ends as needed, you'll be fine. My next suggestion is that any protective style that you're wearing, whether it's extensions, a crochet, or even a wig, make sure you're taking care of your hair underneath. Now for me, I like to obviously wear a lot of crochets because they're very versatile, and my hair can breathe underneath, but it also because I can easily lift the hair up and get to each braid underneath. So my suggestion would be that whatever hairstyle that you're wearing, make sure that your braids or however you have your hair kept underneath is still moisturized. So in one of my other videos that is already up, I just take an applicator bottle and put some oil, a little bit of water, and a little bit of one of my moisturizers. It's the Eden's Body Works, and I literally just put it in the bottle and shake it up. And because it has the color applicator bottle, the little tip, I can just get right in there with each one of my braids. So I definitely would suggest that. It's an easy way that you can actually moisturize your hair without having to like get in there and mess it up. You know, you don't want to mess up your hair, and I understand you don't want to put too much product on, but that's a good way to kind of get the right amount to your scalp and to your braids, and without getting it on the rest of your hair, you know, so it's not too greasy. So I definitely would recommend that. And if it's time to take that hair out, whatever it is, like I said, whether it's extensions or crochet or whatever, braids even, take your hair out, because you'll be more upset if you wait. We all get lazy, right? And you'll be more upset if you wait 2 weeks and then you're like, 2 extra weeks, and then you're like, wait, I should took my hair out. Now you're having to take extra time with detangling and all of that. Just save yourself the time and only leave your hair in for the right amount of time for you. Everybody's hair is different. I know I can probably get away with a crochet comfortably for 3 weeks, but after that 3rd week, I know it's going to be extremely tangled after that. It's just kind of how my hair works. So honestly, I think 2 to 3 weeks is a good place to start for people. And if you can push it, go ahead by any means necessary. But as long as your hair underneath is fine, then you can go longer. If not, take it out, because you'll save yourself a ton of problems. I say my next tip would be is just to make sure that whatever that you're doing, it's good for you. You know, what works for one person, even if you have very similar hair, may not work for you. So just keep that in mind. Don't ever feel like, oh, this works for them and not for me. It honestly doesn't matter. Just find something that works for you. You don't have to spend a lot of money on it. It's kind of like a trial and error thing, but at the end of the day, you will figure out what works best for you. Some of the shampoos that I would recommend would be, well, my favorite right now is the Myo Organics Babassu shampoo. Another shampoo that is one of my go-to is the Shea Moisture, I think it's the Shea Butter one. I could be wrong. It has the brown label. It's like brown and, or it's the raw Shea Butter one. I don't know, but it's the brown, like light brown packaging. So that's one of my go-tos as well, because it doesn't strip my hair. And honestly, whatever shampoo you do use, just make sure, if you know it's one of the stronger ones, that's, I guess, a little less natural than some of the rest, because I still use those too, sometimes like a cream of nature. What I would do is just take a little bit, put it in a cup or a water bottle, and dilute it in some water, just enough so that it has the suds in there to get into your head, and then just or into your hair, and then just shake it up. And this way it's not as strong, but it still gets your hair clean and doesn't strip your hair. A couple of conditioners that I can recommend are the Trader Joe's Tea Tree Tingle. That's my favorite for just doing a lot of things like detangling, co-washing, or just letting it sit regardless. That's a really good one, and it's really affordable. Another one that I really like is, I just tried the Aussie Moisture. Everybody's been talking about it, so I figured I'd finally try it, and I really did like it. And another one that I really like, what do I use? Those are the two I've been using basically so far. Oh, and the Tresemme. I really like the Tresemme Naturals. I know they kind of changed it up a little bit, but I used to use that a lot. And the Joico Moisture bottle. It comes in the blue bottle. You can find some of these conditioners at TJ Maxx, Ross, Marshalls. So, you know, sometimes they're a lot more expensive sometimes at Ulta. So you can go there and get, I think I got a huge large, I know I have a liter of it, and I got it for like under 12 bucks at TJ Maxx. So at the end of the day, if you're still looking for something and you want to try something that may be more on the expensive side, try those stores, because you may not have to go ahead and spend the full price on it, and you can get more for your money. Another suggestion that I have is just finding a good oil that works for you. Oils don't work for everybody, but they work for me. So I learned that I can't use a lot of oil, because I used to just be like, put it on and saturating. No, I realized that I just had to use just enough. If you watch some of my other videos, you'll see how much I use. I kind of just, not necessarily a dime size amount, because I have a lot of hair, but you know, just enough to kind of coat your hand. I don't have to like get in there like I used to. Just enough to coat my hand and then just run it down my hair. And it's kind of like an as needed situation. Sometimes I need more of it other times, but you know, find a good oil that works for you. I really like the coconut oil. I get it from Target. It's in one of my other videos as well. And I like avocado oil, olive oil sometimes, not as much, and jojoba oil is one of my favorites. I get it from Whole Foods, so try different oils. Have to see which oil works best for you, because different oils do kind of react to other people's hair, different people's hair in different ways. So definitely find a good oil, and when you find one, I think, you'll definitely feel like you've actually found a gem, and it will really work for your hair. Whether you mix it in products or you just put it directly on your hair or scalp, it'll definitely be a good thing for you. Another thing that I have to say about growing hair is that I think you should definitely find a good comb that works for you, wide tooth or not. It's definitely better, I think, if you have a wide tooth comb, especially if you have really curly hair. But I think at the end of the day, though, you need to learn how to use it. If you know how to use a comb and a smaller teeth better than a wide tooth comb, you should use that smaller tooth comb, honestly, because you want to use the tools that you know how to work with best. I really like the wide tooth comb, and then I also have learned to love the Denman brush. I used to honestly could not stand that brush. I used to feel like, oh my gosh, it gets stuck in my hair. It's not meant for my type of hair. But if you work with it, you work from the bottom and you work up when there's some type of conditioner in your hair, it's totally fine to use. So I definitely recommend that brush from now on, and I will be using it going out. And my last thing that I'll have to say about growing your hair really long, or just anything for overall hair routine or hair health, whether it's short hair or long hair, is just be patient. I even have a problem with that sometimes. I know I'm just raking through my hair, and it's like, no, just be patient, because you'll be happy when the finished product is done. Just be patient. Take your time. Let your hair just grow out the way it should. Let it just kind of do its thing. It will grow. People feel like there's such a thing as called terminal length. I don't really think that's the case. I think you can get longer length regardless of what your family history or genetics or whatever it is. I think you can have a really, really long hair regardless of what your family lineage is. And it definitely makes sense, but at the end of the day, I think as long as you take care of your hair, it will grow. It's not that it's not growing. It's just that sometimes we're not retaining that length. So definitely be patient with it. And if you come up with a routine that works well for your hair, your hair will reward you, honestly. It will get longer. It's going to take a while, but if it's getting thicker, it's obviously letting you know that it's getting longer as well. So if you retain that length, then you will get longer hair if that's what you want. Or honestly, just having healthy hair is the most important. So if you take care of your hair and you do the things that you need to do with it, then you definitely will reach the length and just have overall healthy hair. And that's what's most important. I hope this video has been helpful to you. These are a lot of the tips that have helped me out over the past couple years, and the past year especially, since I did no heat. So let me know if any of these tips have helped you down in the comment section down below. And remember that curls always have more fun. Thanks for watching.